this right here is your first time tuning in, I guess this right here might be video 1, maybe 1.5 of the progress build of the 55 Belair Pearla De Laguna that we are building at Flex Rods and Customs. You got to excuse me, it ain't like I go off a script or anything like that right there. I'm just talking and going over what we currently did this weekend. My pops had some stuff ready for me to, I guess, weld up over this weekend. So we got our Black Widow exhaust. Well, if I can turn the camera right. Got the Black Widow exhaust mufflers and everything welded up. 2.5. No, that's 3 inch. Yeah. 3-inch pipe from the headers back. No, we are not running an X pipe nor an H pipe. We might change that in the future. I mean, it ain't nothing but just a few little pie cuts if we got to do it or if we want to do it. We are, well, he is, because I'm not going to be here. He's already got a template made for the way he wants to run the exhaust pipe. Basically, you need a little template. Here's a quick little idea. Just use brake line. That's what he used brake line. And that's basically how we're going to route it. Trying not to turn the camera, but that's basically how we're going to route it, if you can see. If not, I apologize, I'll just cut it out. But that's how he's going to route it and everything like that. And Mr. Buddy, he should get us right. So another thing that we are using, we got a tanks from Tanks, all stainless steel and everything. Got their upgraded sending unit, electronic fuel pump and everything. I forget what series it is. It ain't like the real big one, but it is going to go and feed our Holley sniper system. That was a big bullet for me to bite. We never really used it, but you gotta learn sometime. So what's better to learn on than a 55 Chevrolet? What else do we have? If you've probably seen the other video, I don't know if I put it in it. Probably didn't, because it's probably my vlog. So if you want to, go to my vlog, Flakes Freedom Vlogs on YouTube. But I was talking about the front suspension from CPP. They are really good people and everything. They are not the most expensive. They make really good products. But we got CPP upper and lower tubular A arms. Viking adjustable shocks in the front, also in the rear. 2-inch low ring spindles, and well, obviously you can see cross drilled and slotted rotors. We were going to go with the Holley serpentine system, one of the more slick ones. I forget exactly what it's called, but for one thing, it's not the cheapest. It is a really good product, looks like. I've never used it, don't know anyone that uses it. But it was just real compact. So I might end up putting that on, yeah, my Chevelle right there in the future. And also, the Holley EFI is a test platform, because if there goes and that goes good for us, then I'm going to probably put that on the 67 Nova, the Chevelle, and probably the plain Jane Belair right there. So what we did was we're using if you notice, is a big block serpentine system, obviously, from a 90 to 94 Silverado SS. Luckily, the headers that we got and everything, they already come with the bung for the O2 sensor, which the O2 sensor in that kit over there, it's not really welded in. You can weld it in, I guess, but that is going to work out just fine. Obviously, MSD billet distributor, 400 transmission. I know a lot of people might be saying, well, why don't you do an overdrive transmission? Well, we know what we know, put it like that. That's a good way to put it. We know what we know. We kind of go with what we know, then we learn. And I mean, everybody doesn't have $30,000 to drop on a drivetrain. Again, what this channel and stuff is based on, my mentality is showing people what they can do without having to have all the super sophisticated tools. Because we don't have all the super sophisticated tools. We are just a dad and son out here in the garage, in the shop, building hot rods the best that we can and making the best quality that we can. And most of the time, to me, our quality is a lot better than people who have oodles and oodles of money and tools and everything and sponsorships and all that jazz. And, you know, super sophisticated paint booths and everything. I'm trying to show people that it doesn't take all that to build good hot rods and good cars. Or even just, you know, something just to play around with. You might be new to this type of hobby. And I'm just trying to open up people's eyes that it doesn't take, you know, a $200,000 shop and all that type of stuff to build something. You can do it in your garage and stuff like that right there. Just time, patience, and money, driven mentality. That's basically all you need, and you will go far. But anywho, sorry for the tangent. 4-link in the rear, as I said, Viking adjustable shocks. This is a rear end from a '98 Ford Explorer, I believe. Don't hold me to that. But basically, come around. But basically, if you know anything about these rear ends, the center chunk is offset to one side. And what a lot of hot rodders do, or a lot of car builders do, because it already comes with disc brakes and everything, that's a major plus, unless you can find a, gosh, what was that Lincoln called? Jesus, on tip of my tongue, starts with a V. Zephyr. Yeah, it starts with a V, starts with a Z. If you can find a Lincoln Zephyr rear end, that's the cat's meow. But anywho, one of the axles is longer than the other. So if you really want a quick, narrow rear end, you can just take one of the axles and get rid of the longer side, and get the same length from the shorter side and just cut the other side to the shorter side length. And boom, you got a narrow rear end. And the center chunk will be in the center then. It won't be offset. Just a little quick tip. Anywho, getting back to what all that we did. Oh yeah, over the weekend we also played around with we had a few little cracks and everything and holes that he wanted me to fill up. And gosh dog, I cannot talk today. And the inner fender well had that little crack. There was a hole right there, and a little crack down there. So we just got rid of that. He's gonna sand all that stuff right there, make it all jazzy looking, basically knock all that old paint off, get it back down to the bare metal, and etch it, and then seal it, and then metal work anything that he has to metal work. Not really metal work, but you know, smooth out anything with a little skim coat of filler, make everything all pretty. Gonna clean up the back side, then seal it, and then undercoat it, make it all look jazzy. He was also getting the gaps right and everything over the weekend. Not the weekend. God, dog, I cannot talk. Guess I'm nervous. But he was getting the gaps right and everything over the week because we had just put the doors on this past weekend or whatever, whenever I was here. But he's got the gaps pretty good, and I'm a stickler on the gaps, and he knows that. The only thing that we're having a little problem with, which I kind of foreseen it, is that if you can see down the door how that shadow gets a little bit wider right there. This door had damage on it, and it needed repairing on the very bottom underside of it. So we put a piece in it, and like I said, I had foreseen this possibly happening. So what we were going to have to do, and what it is that the door is just sticking out a little bit too much up under the bottom. So what we're probably going to do is just split it on the bottom, pinch it in, and then tack weld it back in place, make sure it looks good, and then finish welding it out. And then there should be, keep that little line and contour going. Like I said, building cars isn't always difficult, but if you're a stickler like me and everything, and you want like seamless transition between panels, it takes time. Another thing that we did, we got the trunk focus. We got the trunk, I guess, lineup pin welded in place. This little guy. So we just got to finish cleaning that right there up some and everything. But basically, it's that right there. I can't see from my phone, but anywho, because of the sun. There we go. That's better. Now I can see what I'm pointing at. This little nipple or whatever has to go in that hole. So I'll probably overlay it and everything. But Pops, he was laying in the trunk and everything. And while we got that right there lined up. And there we go. That's what it's going to be. And again, another little walk around on this side. See how this side's door is a lot, you know, better than the other one. Like I said, the other one, it just takes a little bit of work. But this car has had a lot of work done to it, so to speak. New roof, new rockers. I made 2 patches on both sides for this right here. This door was about perfect. It really didn't need anything. New toe board, new one-piece floor. Oh yeah, new trunk panel back there. Detroit steel wheel wells. Mini tub wheel wells. We made that little thing right there for the back seat. Made that little tray right there. Just because it ain't like it needed it, but it just looked better with it because the stock one had it in it. Let me see, what else? New valance, all that stuff. And that is the old frame. The only reason why we're getting rid of the old frame or not using it is because it had a little bit of damage in the front. So we're just getting rid of that, and that's why we're using this California frame. And if you don't know what a California frame is, the California frame is basically a box frame. We also added our custom little stiffeners in, and so we could tie both sides together. Little custom mount. I wanted to run oval stainless exhaust, hence the ovals cut right there and right there. But again, me not being here and Pops being bored, we got 3-inch stainless. But it's all good. No worries, no worries. Like I said, everything's gonna work out just fine. But I guess that's just a little bit of a progress report on the Laguna, or Pearla De Laguna. And I hope y'all get to tune in later on, get to follow up and keep doing this build and everything. Once we get done with this one, we'll hop back on the Nova. I might be piddling with my Chevelle sometime. Hoping I'm going to be doing some more B-roll of that car and everything, which that should be in the first video, which I'm going to upload again, possibly. And I got a little build breakdown on that one. That's a nice car. But anywho, I hope that y'all didn't mind my walk around, my tangents, my, not really being able to talk, and sweatiness. And I hope y'all tune in for the rest of the build and everything. If y'all like this type of content, just let me know in the comments. I'm trying still to get used to the whole, like and subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'm not used to that stuff. Like I said, I'm just a person who just wants to show off what we are doing and what anyone can possibly do. Like I said, we ain't got the most expensive tools, and we just work with what we got. But I'll drop down, or I'll overlay all of my social media stuff and everything, and my vlog channel and all that type stuff. But yeah, man, if you just like to build hot rods and stuff on a budget, I guess just follow this channel and everything and follow my social media. Anyway, y'all take it easy. Peace.